5 to 10 minute aerobic warm-up should be performed. Hands are placed on top of one another. Legs and body are flat on the ground and feet need to be flat against the box. Make sure to keep knees straight on the ground. Final position should be held for at least 2 seconds and a total of 2 trials should be taken and the best score utilized. The subject reaches, subject should exhale. Shoes need to be removed before the assessment starts and this test measures lower back and hamstring flexibility. This is scored in centimeters. A 5 to 10 minute aerobic warm-up should be performed. Hands should be placed on top of one another and the subject must be seated on the ground with their feet 10 to 12 inches apart. Subject must remove shoes and the feet should be placed at the edge of the tape. Yardstick is placed on the floor and the tape goes across the 15-inch mark. Knees should always remain flat on the ground and the head must go down while reaching. A position is held for 2 seconds and 2 trials performed using the best score out of the 2. Subject should exhale while reaching. This test measures hamstring and lower back flexibility and it is scored in inches. 5 to 10 minute aerobic warm-up should be performed. Hands should be placed on top of one another and subject must sit on the edge of a chair that is 17 inches in height against the wall. Shoe removal is not necessary. Knees should be fully extended and ankle dorsiflexed. Final position is held for 2 seconds and 2 trials should be performed on each leg, obtaining the best score out of the 2. When reaching, subject should exhale. This test is appropriate for older populations and tests lower back and hamstring flexibility. Tested legs should be flat on the ground and the subject should hold a ruler at the toes for measurement. Scoring is in inches. If the subject reaches before the toes, it is a negative score. Touching the ruler is a positive score and touching the toes counts as 0. A 5 to 10 minute aerobic warm-up should be held. This test measures hip flexor flexibility. Subject must lie flat on the ground and bring up one leg to the chest with both hands where lumbar spine is flat on the ground. The opposite leg is the one being tested. If the leg remains flat on the ground during the action, the hip flexor on the other side is said to be flexible. If the leg comes up, it is said to be inflexible. Both legs should be tested and scoring is either flexible or inflexible. For the Canadian trunk forward flexion test, I scored 32 centimeters, which falls under the good category. For the YMCA sit and reach test, I scored 19 inches, which falls under the above average. For the Thomas test, my left and right hip flexors were both flexible.